Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on post notifications so you never miss any hot and trending gist. Because today's topic, it's one fans have been debating nonstop, and honestly, the more you look into it, the more questions come up. Alright, let's get into ITSO right now. There's a growing belief among fans that Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts might be more than just friends, and not just casually close, but possibly something deeper that hasn't been made public. Now, before we jump into conclusions, let's break everything down properly. Because when you look at all the patterns, observations, and moments fans have been pointing out, you'll understand why this conversation refuses to die down. Let's start from the very beginning. For many people, this whole conversation started with their on-screen chemistry. Anytime Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts appear together in a movie, there's something that stands out immediately. The connection feels effortless, the emotions feel natural, and the way they interact doesn't look forced. At first, fans simply appreciated their performances. They praised their acting, talked about how good they looked together, and moved on. But then something changed. People began to notice that the same energy they saw on screen didn't just disappear when the cameras stopped rolling. And that's where things started getting interesting. Now let's talk about off-screen moments, because this is where the curiosity really began to grow. Behind-the-scenes clips, interviews, and casual interactions started circulating online. Fans began watching these moments more closely, not just for entertainment, but for clues. And what they noticed: comfort. A level of ease that didn't feel staged, a natural flow in conversations, moments of laughter that felt genuine, not rehearsed. It didn't look like two people trying to act. It looked like two people who were simply comfortable around each other. And that raised the question, is this just friendship or something more? Now let's move to social media, because as always, this is where fans do their deepest analysis. Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts have had several interactions online. Likes, comments, subtle exchanges. On their own, these moments might not mean much. But when they happen consistently, people start noticing patterns. Fans began pointing out how quickly they engage with each other's posts, how their comments sometimes feel familiar, how there seems to be a certain level of attention between them. Again, nothing direct, nothing that clearly says we're together, but enough to keep people talking. Now let's talk about timing, because this is another detail fans have been focusing on. There have been instances where both Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts posted content that appeared to come from similar environments. And once that observation was made, it opened the door to even more speculation. People started comparing backgrounds, looking at lighting, analyzing surroundings, trying to determine whether they were in the same place at the same time. In some cases, fans believe the similarities are too close to ignore. Now let's talk about body language, because this is one of the strongest points people use to support their theory. Whenever Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts are seen together, there's something about the way they interact that stands out. The closeness, the comfort, the natural gestures. These are things fans believe can reveal more than words. Body language doesn't always lie. And according to many observers, there suggests a connection that goes beyond just being colleagues. Now let's bring in another factor: consistency. This isn't something that happened once. It's something that has been observed over time, across different projects, different appearances, different moments. And for many fans, consistency like that is not random. It suggests something stable, something ongoing. Now here, where things get even more interesting, the idea of progression. According to many fans, what we're seeing is not random. It's a timeline. Stage 1, strong on-screen chemistry. Stage 2, off-screen interactions that match that chemistry. Stage 3, social media engagement that feels intentional. Stage 4, increased public curiosity and speculation. And now some believe we're at stage 5, a relationship that exists, but hasn't been confirmed. Now let's talk about silence, because this is one of the biggest reasons this conversation keeps growing. Maurice, Sam, has not publicly defined his relationship with Pearl Watts. Pearl Watts has not made any official statement either. No confirmations, no denials, just silence. And silence in situations like this can mean different things. To some people it means there's nothing going on. To others it means there's something, but they're choosing to keep it private. Right now, a lot of fans are leaning toward that second interpretation. Now let's consider another angle: privacy. In the entertainment industry, it's very common for people to keep their personal relationships private, especially in the early or serious stages. So if Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts are more than friends, it wouldn't be surprising if they chose not to make it public immediately. Now let's also look at the other side because not everyone agrees with this theory. Some people believe fans are simply reading too much into normal interactions. They argue that actors are trained to create chemistry-friendly interactions, can look personal social media, doesn't always reflect reality and similarities in posts, can be coincidence all valid points. And that's why this topic remains so divided, because everything we're seeing can be interpreted in different ways. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Why are fans so invested in this? Because people love connections that feel real. When two individuals seem naturally compatible, it creates curiosity, it creates excitement, and it makes people want to believe there's something more. So every detail becomes important, every interaction becomes a clue, and every moment gets analyzed. Now let's imagine something. If one day Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts come out and confirm a relationship, what would happen? A lot of fans would immediately say, "We knew it. The signs were there. It all makes sense now." Right now, people feel like they're watching something unfold in real time. Now let's talk about expectations moving forward. Fans are watching more closely than ever. Every post, every appearance, every interaction, looking for confirmation. Looking for that one moment that will turn speculation into fact. Now here's the big question. Are Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts actually more than friends? Or are fans simply connecting dots and creating a narrative? At this point, we don't have confirmation. We don't have proof. What we have is observation, strong observation, but still not fact. Now let's summarize everything clearly. Fans believe Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts might be more than friends because of their strong on-screen chemistry, their natural off-screen interactions patterns in social media, engagement, possible shared environments, comfortable body language, and their continued silence. Put all of that together, and it creates a story that feels believable to many people. But again, without confirmation, it remains speculation. All right, guys, now it's your turn. Do you think Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts are more than friends? Or do you think fans are just reading too much into normal interactions? And if they are, do you think they should go public or keep it private? Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.